Today on 9 News Mornings, people all over the world mourning the death of Queen Elizabeth II, even here in Colorado. This morning, how they're honoring and remembering the Queen from across the pond. Just a few days left until Russell Wilson returns to Seattle to play against his former team. The quarterback not only left a lasting impression on the field, he left one for many kids in hospitals there too. And the extreme heat broke several records in Colorado this week. As cooler air moves in, we'll compare this week's heat to the famous weather flip of September 2020. 9 News Mornings starts right now.
Oh, I remember that. Snow, 90s, all in 1 week.
Snow. Exactly. That's what can happen this time.
And
it almost happened this time.
That's a weather flip for sure.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Gary, Corey, and Ed with you on this Friday morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Close to 30 degree difference today.
Yeah, we were 99 yesterday. We'll be around 70 today. So yeah, almost 30 degree drop. But that's what happens this time of year. And here's what you really want to look at. Take a look at this map. And these are the temperatures that you will see. Yesterday, we were in the 70s at this time, believe it or not. So it hasn't cooled off at night. Last night was a different story. So as you take a look, 21 degrees colder right now than it was at this time yesterday here in Denver. 9 degrees colder in Fort Collins. Sydney's at 20 degrees colder. Scottsbluff, 18 degrees colder than this time yesterday. That's how warm it was yesterday. Cloudy skies right now. Temperature stands at 54 degrees. Boy, we haven't seen the 50s for morning lows in a long time. And 53 is normal for this time of year. We did have some scattered showers and thunderstorms moving across the state as that front went through. They will continue to move out of the area, but this evening and in afternoon and evening hours, we could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms back again. Really not a big deal here. 71 degrees will be our high. Tomorrow, cooler still with a chance of some showers and storms around. Then Sunday, mild and dry, 78 degrees. And here comes the heat, not like we've seen, but warmer than normal temperatures. 87 on Monday, near 90 by Tuesday, maybe a late day storm.
Ed, thank you so much. I am loving the temp today. Let's get you out the door this morning and show you what our commute is looking like. Very quiet on I-25 and 58th Avenue this morning. Coming toward us, our southbound lanes, away from us, northbound lanes. No problems to report there. One thing you need to know about at this hour, it's just some road work on the west side of town, just outside of Genesee. It's on eastbound I-70 this morning between Highway 40 and Evergreen Parkway. Reports are saying this should clear by about 7 o'clock this morning. Still seeing a little bit of change in color, though, even though it's very early out there. Westbound 76 ride in the green here between I-25 and I-70. You've got a quick 4-minute travel time there. Into Commerce City, no problems on westbound 76. Commute time in just 10 minutes from E470. Both sides of 225 in the green. Your drive between I-70 and I-25 only 9 minutes at this hour. 9 minutes as well for your northbound 225 commute between I-25 and I-70.
The crowds are gathering again this morning in front of Buckingham Palace to remember Queen Elizabeth II. This is a live look at the plane King Charles is set to take to leave Balmoral Castle in Scotland this morning and head to Buckingham Palace. Queen Elizabeth II was born in 1926. She was third in line to the British throne after her uncle and father. Then her uncle abdicated and her father became king, and he died suddenly at the age of 56. So at just 25 years old, Elizabeth herself would take the throne in 1952. At the moment of the Queen's death, the Queen's oldest son, Charles, became king. It's called for under the rules of the British monarchy, which state a new sovereign will take the throne as soon as their predecessor dies, though it could take months before Charles' formal coronation. British expats here who now live in Denver are now mourning the Queen. 9 News reporter John Glasgow joins us in studio. John, this is felt all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Queen Elizabeth had a special connection to so many people around the world. For those who grew up in England, she was the only monarch they'd ever known. And for those who've left the country to live abroad, like here in Denver, many still gather to celebrate the royal family events. That includes somber events like this. Julie Reddington and Nikki Fleming started a group to connect Brits here in Colorado. The two friends, they organized tea parties to celebrate jubilees and royal weddings. When they learned Queen Elizabeth was seriously ill yesterday, they gathered again to speak to our Cole Sullivan. While they were there speaking, the news broke that the Queen had died. Julie and Nikki, they knew that she was struggling with her health and she was 96 years old, but the death still came as a shock.
Once that we saw that all of the royal family were being flown in to be there, I think that's when the reality for me kind of hit of, oh, this is serious now. She was kind of like our grandma. She was this figurehead of a person that we didn't know, and yet we're stunned that she's now passed.
Yeah, so difficult for so many. While the two are grieving the loss of the Queen, they say there will be some celebration as well with the coronation of a new king. Overseas this morning, King Charles III and Camilla, the Queen consort, they have left Balmoral Castle in Scotland for London. And Corey, the new monarch, will address the nation later today.
All right, John, thank you. Now, the Queen never visited Colorado. The closest she ever came was Wyoming back in 1984. We dug deep into her archives for this video of Queen Elizabeth II visiting the Wallop family ranch near Sheridan, Wyoming. She was a guest of then Wyoming Senator Malcolm Wallop and his sister, Lady Porchester. While there, the Queen visited a sporting goods store in downtown Sheridan where the owner presented her a fishing rod and flies to give to her husband, Prince Philip.
The death of Queen Elizabeth is the start of a 10-day national period of mourning in Great Britain. It also triggers very carefully planned series of events not seen since the death of her father, King George VI.
Codenamed London Bridge, the Queen's funeral plan includes ceremonial bell ringing and gun salutes on the first day after her death. One toll and shot for each year of the Queen's life. The next day, the Queen's body will be moved to her residence in Scotland's capital of Edinburgh. King Charles would take his oath as the new monarch and give his first speech in that role. On day 5, the Queen's coffin will arrive in London, taken first to Buckingham Palace. It will eventually be moved to Westminster Hall, where she will lie in state and mourners can pay their respects. On the 10th day after her death, the Queen's funeral service will be held at Westminster Abbey. Then a procession to carry the coffin past Buckingham Palace and to her final resting place at Windsor Castle.
Of course, we will be covering all of these events on 9 News, but you can watch coverage of the Queen's passing anytime you want on demand on 9 News Plus and on our website, 9news.com.